I am currently using a tarot deck that has a lot of languages on it. So, if you are possibly dealing with someone who is speaking in another language, or you are dealing with or making decisions about, you know, another culture, another country, maybe you are living in a country that is different from your country of origin, regardless of whether that relates to the reading or whatever you're facing that is related to the reading or not, and this may be for you. So just a little, because while I was getting the cards, that was what I noticed, is that there are like six different languages to show the name of each card. So each card has, like, it's the same, it's like the name is translated into six different languages, which is, I think this is the only deck that I have that is like that. I know there are other decks that exist that shares the similar format of translating the names into different languages, but this is what I have. And so, hello. I haven't said hi yet. Hi, hello, annyeong. um, that I don't know why that stood out to me so much. Maybe that is a significant part of or significant aspect of your life right now. I am reminded of one of my closest friends who is currently living in another country, and maybe just dealing with a different culture and all of that. It's a lot of us. I'm sure that it's just not my friend. Obviously, there are a lot of people out there who are living in places that are not, you know, originally where they're from or where they grew up in, or yeah, that's kind of it. Interestingly, I'm not getting like first generation, second generation immigrants. It's just you yourself moved to another country, or perhaps are dealing with someone from another country, or any of that scenario. I don't know how that relates to the reading that I'm getting, but and why I'm spending so much time describing that, but I think I got that point across. The first card that we have here is the Two of Swords, and usually, usually the Two of Swords is talking about some sort of a decision, some kind of confusion, maybe protection from outside influence, because there is this decision that has to be made, or perhaps trusting intuition. There is some part of it that's that here, but I was looking at the swords, and the swords in this deck are not crossed, are not, crossing each other like how it is in other decks. And so this really doesn't feel like two opposing ideas, right? It feels like two schools of thought that are working alongside each other to make a sound decision that is not only sound logically but also emotionally, maybe physically, in all ways that matters, energetically. And it can be like a left brain, right brain situation, where logic and creativity, or mind and heart, or mind and gut, are trying to work out a possible solution that is aligned. Or it can be two different people who are working together to to um solve a situation or make a decision. Or it can be that you, who is currently listening to this, may be looking for a second opinion. So you may be this one sword, and you're like, I need another sword, another person to to sound like bounce ideas off with so that the decision is made. Maybe it's like I think it's time I look for this other person who is, going to potentially influence my life moving forward. That's something to consider. And what it is really is there is this desire to make the load a little lighter. There is a desire to, it's not that I don't think it's that you want to give everything up and move to some, like, to move elsewhere and start over, change your name and live in a small cottage house and any, like, all of those Hallmark movie things. It's not really that, but it is that you have worked so hard to reach the current position that you have and the current standing status, or the current status that you have in this world, and you are amazing at what you do, and you don't want to give that up, or resign from that, or put that down, but you are now feeling like and knowing that you are in a position wherein you no longer have to prove yourself. You no longer have to grind and hustle and do all of that sleepless nights, blood, sweat, and tears situation just to prove your worth and to prove your positioning in this world, because you already have a body of work that speaks for you. Your reputation is already such that you really don't need to prove yourself anymore. And so you want to not step away from everything that you've done, but just take a step back from working too hard and having to grind to climb the ladder or to get ahead in life. You know that there's probably something else that you get to do moving forward, but it doesn't look like it requires much grind from you anymore, or at least you probably don't really want to grind as much anymore, because you know that you've already proven your worth, whether it is in the product, in the fruits that you have of your labor, or it is in your character. You've already proven your worth, and you're already in a position wherein you don't have to convince people of who you are. Or perhaps you are now in the mindset of that. Maybe you're not yet where you, I don't want to say that, but maybe you are. Or maybe you feel like, okay, probably the reason why I'm saying that you may be not where you want to be yet, although I don't think that's true because the King of Pentacles is here. Maybe you feel that. Maybe you feel like you're not where you really truly want to be yet, but you already are. But you just know that right now it's like, I don't want to prove my worth anymore because I've already worked so hard, and I already have a body of work that speaks for me. And it is no longer your job to, let's just put it this way, you're at a position wherein you no longer need to apply for jobs. For example, you're in a position in life and in your career, because it looks like this is a very career centered reading. You are in a point in your career wherein you are the one being sought after by HR, like people who recruit, people want to work with you. You no longer have to look for people to work with, right? And so now you want to step into or venture into a world that doesn't require as much on the ground bootstrap hustle as before. So we have the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands here, right? And the difference from what I'm seeing, I know that isn't what is normally shown in the cards, but the main difference I'm seeing between the two of them is that one king, which is the King of Pentacles, which is where you are right now, is not only in the CEO position, but he's also all of it, the entire company by himself, and leads all the departments and is also an employee of all the departments. Basically, you're doing everything on your own. Whereas the King of Wands, at least in this interpretation, okay, this isn't something that is in the books, but what I'm seeing here is the King of Wands is kind of being a symbol for the CEO who goes to meetings and goes to the luncheons and the galas and all the parties, and is shaking hands with investors and other businessmen, and is doing a lot of front facing things that is very completely different from what the King of Pentacles is also doing that, but is also doing a lot of back end work. The King of Wands doesn't feel like he's doing a lot of that. He's not the one who's computing the finances of the company or doing all the marketing and sales and whatever jobs, because he already has people who does that. It's I hope I'm getting the message across that you kind of wanna it's like you want to go into this position now of I can just show up and let my work speak for myself and not do a million jobs in 24 hours. And the way for you to do that, really, based on this reading, is to start taking things off your plate. And it is to sort of streamline your energy into something that makes a lot more sense to not just you, but the lifestyle that you want to create for yourself moving forward. Maybe the multiple languages here is talking about, or is kind of hinting at how you probably want to go around and travel the world while still making money doing the thing that you're already good at doing, and that you already have a reputation of doing well. And maybe there is a way for you to be able to do that. You just have to find that rhythm and that balance and that agreement that works for you, whether you are working on your own or you're like whether you're in the freelance space, or a per job space, or you have your own business, or you are working in a company setting. There's probably a way for you to be able to do more of the life stuff that you want to do without just sacrificing everything that you've already worked so hard to achieve. I want to say that we do get to have it all in certain ways. in ways that make sense for us in the lifestyle that we want to make, even though it wouldn't necessarily look like you like having it all, you know? Like there are seasons. That's what I'm saying. There are seasons to this. And perhaps this is the season of you reaping the fruits of the labor that you have put in to your life thus far. And that fruit looks a lot more like you now nurturing the lifestyle that you know you want and deserve, and just carrying a lot less load compared to what you are probably carrying right now. Will this take time? Probably. Maybe it will take as much time as you think it's gonna take, maybe less, maybe more. But what matters is if you're listening to this and this is resonating with you, then it is time to start lightening your load and planning how to lighten your load. Is it in delegation? Is it in pivoting how you do your job? You get to determine that for yourself and decide. If you want help in kind of figuring that out, I do offer private readings. I have a specific reading for career if that's resonating with you. If not, there are other readings to choose from if you want to work with me. But yeah, that's kind of it actually. So many words just to say it's it looks like it's time for a pivot. But yeah, if you need more clarification on what I just said, just let me know. Again, one-on-one private readings are available. And yeah, and I have the feel the need to say, like, if you have an event and you want a tarot reader, I'm also doing that if you want. But yeah, that's it from me for you for now. Thank you for listening. I hope this helped you in some way, and I'll see you in the next reading.